It was supposed to be just another morning. No one knew what was hiding beneath that still, dark water. This river has secrets, deep ones. Most people know better than to linger.
She was innocent. She only wanted a drink of water. That one simple need almost cost her everything.
Something enormous. Something ancient and hungry. It had found exactly what it was looking for. What happened next lasted only a few seconds. But those seconds changed everything.
In her eyes, you could see it all. She did not understand what was happening.
This is her story. A story about survival. A story you will never forget. It was supposed to be just another morning. The kind of morning where nothing goes wrong. This river has secrets. Deep ones. Secrets that have lived in its darkest channels for decades. She was innocent, completely unaware of the danger. She only wanted a drink of water. She only wanted to quit. But something was watching her. Something enormous. Something ancient and hungry that had been waiting in the deep all night long. But what happened next lasted only a few seconds. But those seconds changed everything. The water exploded. She fought. Desperately, with every small muscle in her tiny body. But the catfish was massive.
In her eyes, you could see it all. The terror, the pain, the complete...
This is her story. A story about survival. A story about the South Asian gender non-conforming humans. The village sat close to the river. Too close, some would say. People, 1 week before this terrible morning, the rains had been brutal. The flooding came fast. Fences broke. The herd had drifted close to the riverbank over several days, lured by soft green grass growing near the water's edge.
She was the smallest of the herd, young, curious, still learning the world.
In the deep channel below that calm stretch of riverbank, something ancient waited. Giant Wells catfish in this river were not rare. These Goliath tigerfish do not hunt the way most people imagine. They wait. They are patient hunters. They sense vibration in the water.
She had no idea what lived below that reflection. She only saw water. Cool.
The European Wells catfish felt it. That ripple. That disturbance on the surface. The water moved. Just slightly. Just for one heartbeat. If she had seen it, maybe she would have run. And then the river opened up. Timot's credos. The sound was like a thunderclap. The water erupted with such force that birds in the trees above scattered in. The flathead catfish had her leg in its jaw. Not a nibble, not a graze, a full grip. It thrashed its enormous. She fought back. Her back hooves dug into the soft mud. She pulled. She strained with everything she had. You would not believe the size of this fish unless you saw it yourself. Her whole body could have fit in its mouth 3 times over.
She went under. For one terrifying second, she disappeared completely.
A boy from the village saw it happen. 12 years old. He had come to the river to collect...
He screamed until his voice broke. He waved his arms until his shoulders ached.
2 men heard the boy. They did not ask questions. They did not wait. They saw his face and they knew. They ran toward the river without hesitation. By the time the men reached the bank, she was fading. Her kicks were slowing down. Not from exhaustion. The first man did not hesitate for a single second. He walked straight into that dark water. He grabbed her. He pulled. He pulled harder than he had ever pulled anything in his life. The mud took his footing. He slipped. He went down hard on one knee beneath the surface. And in that moment, he plunged it into the water. He struck the catfish, once, twice. The fish barely reacted. Then the pole splintered in his hands.
The African-American boy had called the wildlife rescue team the moment he stops running. Through tears and broken words, he told them what he saw.
The rescue team was 12 minutes away. Those 12 minutes were the longest of the boy's life. One tired, terrified eye fixed on the one face she could still see. It was as if she was asking. The men found a rope. They looped it around her body just behind her front legs. Now 2 of them pulled against the fish. The catfish did not tire. That was the terrifying thing. It was not struggling. It was simply holding. The rescue team arrived in a cloud of dust and noise. 4 people. Trained, experienced. The team leader moved fast, assessed the situation in seconds. The goat was weakening. The catfish was deeply anchored. Standard pulling would not work. They needed a different approach.
They had tools the village men did not. A hook tool designed for large river animals. Nets. Equipment.
They formed a line. 2 rescuers held her body. One stabilized the rope at her middle. The 4th took a deep breath and went under the surface with the hook tool. First attempt failed. The hook slipped off the catfish's jaw in the murky water. The rescuer came up gasping for air. The team adjusted. The flathead catfish felt the hook, and it reacted. A massive thrash that sent one rescuer stumbling sideways. Her leg was bruising badly inside that grip. Every second the catfish held on caused more damage. The team knew that.
The team leader made a call. They would not fight the fish directly. They would distract it, disorient it.
One rescuer moved to the other side, creating vibrations, confusing signals. Giant catfish navigate partly by sensing movement. Something changed. Just a fraction. The grip shifted. Not released. Not yet, but shifted. And then it got worse. The catfish readjusted its grip. Harder this time. The goat cried out.
The boy could barely watch. He turned away, then turned back. He owed her that much.
The river itself was working against them now. The current picked up, water rising from upstream rains somewhere far away.
They sent a second person underwater. 2 rescuers now working beneath the surface at once, coordinating in murky water with no visibility, using touch and timing and trust. She was giving up. Not because she wanted to, because she had nothing left. Her body was surrendering what her...
The team leader saw it. Her eyes going still. He called out, 1 word, now, and everything...
4 Caucasian people, 1 purpose. 2 above holding her steady, 2 below targeting the catfish. Everything had come down to this one moment in a river in the middle of nowhere.
The hook found its mark. Pressure applied. Steady, deliberate, just firm and relentless. The blue catfish felt something pushing back.
The water churned. Something was happening below. Something significant. The rescuers above tightened their grip on the goat.
The fish's tail swept like a door slamming shut. A wave knocked one rescuer off his feet completely. He went under.
Below the surface, the 2 rescuers moved in perfect synchrony. Pressure on both sides of the jaw at once. A technique that requires...
The grip began to loosen. Slowly, painfully slowly. But it was happening. The blue catfish's jaw was...
They pulled. All 4. Every muscle. Every breath. The rope went taut as a bowstring.
For half a second, the water went still. Silent. Like the river itself was holding its...
The catfish let go. All at once. The force of their pulling sent every one of them stumbling backward. They fell together.
She came out of the water, limp, trembling, eyes closed, held against a chest that was its...
Chris. The boy fell to his knees. He did not try to stop the tears. He had been so brave for so long.
She was on dry land. That was the first miracle. They wrapped her quickly. Warmth was critical. Her small...
The veterinarian checked her heart, placed the stethoscope, listened. Everyone watching held their own breath. The leg was badly bruised, swollen from the grip. But no bones broken, no permanent damage.
She opened her eyes, and the whole team exhaled at once. She was there. She was seeing them.
One rescuer pressed his forehead gently to hers. Just for a moment, his eyes closed. The young East Asian boy came close, knelt down, reached out his hand slowly. The black Labrador leaned it. From above, the scene was simple. A group of people kneeling on a riverbank around a small white animal. Wait. Somewhere beneath the surface, the catfish turned and disappeared back into the dark. Back to where it came from.
They took her to the rescue shelter nearby. Carefully, she rode in the vehicle wrapped in warmth and surrounded by angels. The shelter was quiet, safe, clean hay on the ground, a bowl of water she did not have to share with anyone.
The first day was hard. She lay still. She did not eat. She flinched when anyone moved too quickly near her.
On the second day, she stood up, shaky, uncertain, but upright on all four legs. Third day, she ate, hesitantly, then hungrily. That hunger was a sign. It said she was choosing forward, choosing life.
Her leg healed steadily. The swelling retreated like a tide going out. The bruising faded from deep purple to yellow.
She would not go near the water bowl at first. She would approach it, stop, step back, stand there, stare.
1 week later, she was trotting, ears forward and alert, investigating the pen's corners and edges with
Rituals. The change was remarkable. 1 week earlier, she had been a limp, trembling creature, barely clinging to consciousness.
The boy came to visit. He sat down outside the fence, and she walked straight to him, no hesitation, head pressed against his palm.
Let him be. 2 weeks after the rescue, it was time to go home. She walked toward the gate with her head up, her steps even.
Her herd was there. They came to her one by one, the way animals always do. She was home. It looked so ordinary from a distance. A field, a herd of goats. The young boy stood at the fence watching her. The young adult team leader stood beside him. Neither of them said anything. She stopped, looked up, right toward the camera, right toward all of us watching her story. And then she ran. Not from fear, not from pain, just ran, because she could.
The rescue team returned to the river the next morning. Just stood there for a moment, looking at it. The same water. They had done what they came to do. They had gone into the dark water. They had not given up. And a small life was out there right now in a sunny field because of that choice. The boy went back to his normal life. School, the everyday world. She is out there right now, grazing, healthy, whole. The river still flows behind her, and East Asian people who will wade in and fight for you. Every life matters. Every single one. Not just the ones that are strong or fast or There are people in this world who have made a choice. To run toward the river instead of away from it. To wade it. And sometimes the most important person is a 12-year-old boy who ran fast enough. Who screamed loud enough. She does not know his name. He does not know what she understood from that morning. But some
Animals cannot ask us for help. They cannot call out across the distance and find the right words.